What's going on, guys? I'm Jada Black. Shout out to everyone that's tuning in. I want to talk about Matt Barnes. Matt Barnes had some very interesting things to say in a video that he posted, and we're going to take a look at that because he actually was defending Ime Udoka. Just like Stephen A. Smith, but in this case, he actually deleted the video because I believe somebody who knows the full story contacted Matt Barnes and said, listen, bro, I don't think you should be defending him. The story is a lot worse than you think it is. And that is why he had to go and basically retract his support of Ime Udoka. Okay. One of the funniest things about this is that so many people were ready to give Ime Udoka the benefit of the doubt. Stephen A. Smith, others. Right. And I said it in my video that I did yesterday about Stephen A. Smith. I'll link in the description box. There were so many grown men who, as the girls will say, were windmilling for Ime Udoka. Windmilling. They were upset. They were ready to throw down because they're like, why are y'all talking about him? Everybody cheats. There's nothing wrong with cheating with women in the workplace. But when you actually dig deep into the story, I've seen several different things about Ime Udoka. I saw that he was caught by accident cheating by a private investigator that was investigating a woman, and that the guy went to the Celtics organization and threatened to sue them. I saw that. I saw where they're saying that he's obsessed with a married woman in the organization who I believe happens to be this woman here, Kathleen, and or that he may have gotten somebody pregnant. There's just so many things going on, and there were so many people that were so quick to defend him, like a Stephen A. Smith, who looked like a clown right now. I mean, he always has, but just out here fighting for Ime. White people do it too. Yeah, well, white people get fired too. When white men have been caught sleeping with other women, especially married women in the workplace, they've gotten fired. And I've spoken about that. I just think that we need to stop with the race baiting and get to the root of this problem. And this Ime Udoka, this is a guy who's thirsty. This is a guy who had Nia Long at home and decided that he wanted, in his first year, y'all got to understand, he's only been with the Boston Celtics for 1 year, basically. And he still was trying to sleep with women at during the organization. Now, I think what made it easier for him to do it was the fact that Nia was not staying in Boston with him. He was staying by himself. She was due to move there relatively soon, or she did move there. Or she was close to moving there. They was going to go house shopping. So you have Nia Long at home. You have a child with her. But instead of you getting a side piece outside the workplace, within the 1 year you've been with the organization, you already sleeping with either somebody's wife in that organization or women in the organization. This is a guy who's a coach. He's held to a higher standard. I don't care what y'all say. The head coach is always going to be held to a higher standard. This ain't a player. This ain't somebody that just, works in the office, right? An office romance. It's not even an assistant coach. This is the head coach of the team, making this huge of a mistake to where Matt Barnes has to go out publicly and say, you know what, I'm distancing myself from him, just as quickly as he put up his support of him. Because it's that bad, because somebody called him up, probably the same person that told the Celtics organization who had all the details, right? He probably the one that went and snitched on Ime Udoka. But Matt Barnes having this humbling moment of having to go and put up this video and basically say, you know what, my bad, and I'm praying for everybody involved. I don't think we should be praying for Ime Udoka, because Ime Udoka is a moron who ended in his first successful year as a head coach of this team, is screwing women connected to the organization, because that's how thirsty he is. You would think a guy that played in the league, right, 45 years old, is so thirsty he gotta sleep with the women there. That just tells you everything you need to know about Ime Udoka. That's why he won't marry Nia Long, because he don't want to be married. I wouldn't be surprised if he's stringing her along. I would not be surprised if Ime Udoka is stringing her along. Now I want to get into what Matt Barnes have to say, so I'm going to play the video here so y'all can hear this this copping of plea because he screwed up. The Twitter user here is the one who posted this from his IG. So let's get into it. All right.
And since I'm a part of the media now, they won't come out and say it. And since I'm a part of the media now, and I try not to be like everyone else, I try to, report and talk with facts and honesty. And I clearly have to say, last night, without knowing all the facts, I spoke on Ime Udoka's defense. And after finding out the facts after I spoke, I erased what I posted, because this situation in Boston is deep, it's messy, it's 100 times uglier than any of us thought. And that's why I erased what I said. Some things happened that I can't condone, I can't back. And it's not my place to tell you what happened. If it ends up coming out, it ends up coming out. But that was the reason why I erased my post last night, because after I posted it, I got a call from someone who had all the details, and the shit is deep. So, man, praying for everybody involved. Hope everyone gets through this. And I saw a lot of blogs picked up what I said, even though it was only on my page for like 2 minutes. So hopefully they pick this up too, for me being wrong and jumping out there without the facts. So that's where I'm gonna leave it. God bless, and I hope everyone.
And that's what a lot of people should do. I've done that a lot more, I would say, over the years. I don't like to jump into a situation without knowing, or if I do that, I come back and respond. But usually, most of the times, probably 97% of the time, I'm right. Just look at the Larsa Pippen situation. I posted about, and I'll probably have the link in the comment section. I posted an update about Larsa Pippen and how she her and Marcus Jordan basically lied about being a couple some weeks back. Now there's a report that they were hugging and kissing, and she was sitting on his lap at a restaurant in New York. That's a situation I was right about. And I said that she only got with Marcus Jordan because you couldn't get an NBA player. So why not get with Marcus Jordan? And that's what it looks like to be here. I knew this situation had to be bad. Yes, there were women's names thrown around. That don't mean we're wrong. Doesn't mean that Ime never slept with those women. Because trust me, you can't believe what people tell you. Believe their actions. All right. I don't think Ime was just sleeping with the wife of someone in the organization. He was sleeping with women in that organization as well. And if you don't think, that's why Matt Barnes took down his video, because he says it's deeper and messier than he ever thought. Then how much, just sleeping with somebody's wife doesn't make a situation messy. All right. What makes a situation messy is when you're sleeping with multiple women in the office. That's what makes it messy. Getting women pregnant. I saw where they're saying he's obsessed with one of the women. This guy did this to himself. And all you people that were out here defending this guy, talking about how, white people like Stephen A. Smith being goofy, talking about, well, white people do it too. Well, Stephen A., now that, maybe Matt Barnes needs to talk to Stephen A. Smith and tell him the details, because this guy was one of the main people defending Ime Udoka, saying his suspension is BS. But if they would have fired Ime Udoka, he would have been angry either way. I just think Ime Udoka is his own worst enemy. We have to hold people accountable. I can't just be sitting here trying to hold men accountable, hold women accountable, and not hold men accountable. I'm going to hold you males accountable just like I'm holding these women accountable. Ime Udoka was a thirsty male in an office. He had power that he never really had before as a head coach. He had a very successful first season, and he thought that nothing could really stop him. And when people are in that position, it can either bring out the best in them or it can bring out the worst in them. And it brought out the worst in Ime Udoka. It really did. Take a look at this article. Boston Celtics Ime Udoka situation is becoming worse with each new detail that comes out of it. Udoka cheating on fiancée Nia Long with a female Celtics staffer was incompletely reported, which spawned an impromptu online investigation that incorrectly tried to identify who the staffer was. The Celtics decided to suspend Udoka for a year after bits and pieces of the story leaked. That's why I said, why not put the whole story out? What's there to hide? Unless this dude was a menace and just screwing wives and girlfriends of different people, man. Matt Barnes, the former NBA player, turned ESPN analyst, originally said the Celtics' decision to suspend Udoka for a year was wrong and that situations like that are commonplace. You see this? Was it commonplace, Matt, when your wife basically was screwing Derek Fisher behind your back? Was that commonplace? However, once he learned about the true nature of what was going on, he changed his tone and apologized for his comments. Barnes said the Celtics situation is deep, it's messy, it's 100 times uglier than any of us thought. He didn't share any new details, but stressed how dire it is. It's not my place to tell you what happened. If it ends up coming out, it ends up coming out. He said, praying for everybody involved, hope everyone gets through this. Well, it might be a little bit too late. You know, one of the first new details to be uncovered was the Celtics knew about the affair all the way back in June, and that Udoka made unwanted comments towards the woman afterward. Many people speculated on what happened despite an incomplete or an incorrect understanding of what took place. Barnes taking responsibility for his words is refreshing to see. The Celtics made Ime Udoka's situation even worse by selecting Joe Manzula, who has some awful incidents of his own from his past, including a domestic dispute case, to be interim head coach as they look to get back to the NBA Finals. I don't know how that is going to work, but I think that I just think that it's going to come out eventually. There's no need in hiding it, keeping it secret. There's too many detectives out here, man. Social media is full of detectives. And I just think that, you know, there's no reason to suspend a guy for a year without we knowing what's going on. You know, if he goes to work someplace else, we need to know this guy ain't out here trying to screw the wives and girlfriends of other players or other executives. That's what we need to know. So I just hope the whole thing comes out. It ain't because he's black. It's because the guy is acting, you know, very thirsty. And he has ruined his tenure with the Celtics. And I do think they should fire him. Why not? He's ruined that team. He needs to go. He needs to go before he ruins what's left of the chemistry of those players. I think the season could be salvaged if they get past this and move forward without Ime Udoka. So let me know in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts. Like this video and share it. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and I'll see y'all next one.